Hey, if you're gonna play some surf instrumental music, what kind of things do we need to know to play some solos? Actually, I write a lot of my own solos, and one of the first things I do is I think about Chuck Berry and this kind of a business. That's your pointer finger laying flat on two skinny strings. Eighth notes. So if it's an A chord, fifth fret is where you're going to operate. If you want to go to D, B, 10th fret. And if you want the E, 12th fret. And if you want to be real clever, you can go up to 17 for another A. So that's one of the first areas I start looking at is that flat shape, and we can modify it and do a lot of stuff with it. Another thing we can do, we'll come back to that, but maybe following the chord progression. Let's say it goes something like an A, F, G, E. You could play or the notes of the chord like on the third string, fourth string, fifth string, or the root. You could do the fast picking or higher up the neck, or a harmony. Following the chord progression. Let's think of a different chord. I'm going to do something kind of weird. I'm going to do one of my songs. It goes E minor, E flat major, A, C sharp minor, E minor, E flat, and D. I have to make something that's going to fit those weird chords. I might just follow with the root, like I was saying. Maybe a little skip or a hop here and there, but otherwise those were mostly just root notes. Or I can kind of compose something like sort of dance around with those root notes. I made phrases like your classic, you know. But I altered it because the second chord is E flat. Then I'm going to go for an A note. Sounds like a typical phrase. But the next root note is C sharp, which is also a major third of A. So it kind of fits. Then the second half of that phrase to a D note, just following the chords. And you do it with enough repetition, you're going to start discovering little tricks to make it sound not so predictable and boring, you know. But you don't want to get too shreddy. You know, I was listening to some kind of a shred style guitar player the other day, like, wow, I really can't do that. I sure wish I could do that, and like, I'm really sick of this really quick. So more like playing less is going to be cooler. You might think it's kind of overly simple, but really that's where the crowd is going to hear that more if you play simple, less notes. All right, let's do one more thing with that chord progression. You could go. That was based on the chords. kind of missed a note there, but I was just following the root notes of those chords. But I could invert it and do, you know what, maybe, let's find another note in that chord. How about the second string? Let's see what that would be. That would be just on the second string. That's weird and wild. I hadn't thought of that yet. So this could go on for a while. Maybe we should cut this short and we can do a version 2 of this video. But we can tear apart some of the, you know, Chuck Berry style influenced licks and also the minor pentatonic. So let's do those on another video. But so to summarize, first thing I would do is follow the chord progression with notes, not necessarily a scale, but the notes of the chords. So every chord has got a note, you know, like 3 notes at least. Like an A major has A, C sharp, E. So when there's an A chord, look for those 3 notes. A, C sharp, E, which they're in certain shapes all over the neck. The D chord is made of D, E, or D, F sharp, and A. The F sharp chord is, the E chord is made of E, G sharp, and B. I'm a little bit excited about this today, so my mind is kind of racing ahead a little bit, faster than I can say it. But yeah, man, those are called chord tones. So be looking for your chord tones, just simply the notes of the chords. And we'll come back and do some minor pentatonic and some Chuck Berry stuff. And, you know, maybe think of some other little tricks that bring all these things together, all these elements to make your own style. That's my idea. Okay, let's see if we can get anything done here. Thanks for stopping by.